Okay, take one, Katie.
I'm Katie Mardiat.
My name is Daphne Karaganis.
My name is Avery Howes.
My name is Danny Morsehead.
I ride for LA Sweat.
Rider for LA Sweat.
LA Sweat.
I race for LA Sweat, and I got fit on the Specialized Tarmac today.
So for these riders, they did just receive new bikes. A lot of them have a fit that they've used in the past, but a lot of the work is to bring the new bike into a position that they're familiar with, but also to evaluate where we can optimize for that rider.
I've had a few bike fits in the past, but they were never done with the level of technology that the Retool Fit has. So I was curious to see what that data would tell me about my bike fit and what improvements I could make.
When we work with a rider, we want to really get to know them. I like to really get a good understanding of how they're going to be riding the bike. And in this particular case, really what their role on the team is. Most of them race criteriums, but they also, some are going to be more sprinter types or are going to be riders that are doing lead outs. So we really have to understand not only who they are, but how they ride.
I definitely wanted to focus a little bit more on my hands. I have been having some issues with my hands going numb and my lower back, some issues there. So those are definitely something I wanted to fix.
I was having some pain issues in my back, a hot spot in my foot, pain in my shoulder, and just some general issues that I wanted to address and see if I could relieve some pain through the fit.
So we work with the rider to determine injury history, flexibility, range of motion, and the fit is tailored to those specific needs of the individual rider. A common symptom or common problem on a bike, low back pain, is very common, but low back pain can stem from a lot of different sources or different problems. So we worked with the rider to determine where that low back pain may be coming from. Some of that may be medical and maybe needs to work with physical therapists or medical professionals, but there are fit adjustments that we can do to help remedy or alleviate some of the trigger points where that pain is exacerbated on the bike.
So I kind of knew what was going on with my body already, but my bike fitter was really helpful in that he understood that I was comfortable on the bike I was on previously. So I gave him my numbers that I already had, and we worked with those, and the bike was a different bike than the last one I was on. So we had to make a few adjustments here and there to make things fit how they should. But in the end, I think we fit me pretty much exactly to how I was on my previous bike, which I'm really happy about.
The thing I love about Retool is that it quantifies your changes. So the way we use the data is I get a baseline where a rider is, I can see their range of motion, I can understand how they're moving, and I understand down to the millimeter, in some cases, what that motion is doing in three-dimensional space. So when I make a change, like if I raise a saddle or move a saddle back, I can quantify exactly how that rider's body changed in space.
I found a lot of things really interesting about my Retool Fit today. I didn't realize the way that my shoes fit impacted the way the ankles of my knees and my hips and how that can impact my performance.
There were a handful of changes made to my bike. Turns out I was riding a saddle that wasn't the right width, so changing that. And then a bit of my bar position and hoods. So we made little tweaks pretty much all over, but just in small increments. And overall, I pretty much felt immediate relief.
My experience with the Retool Fit was amazing. I'm excited to try out the new fit with some rides and some training.
If you're looking to get a bike fit, I highly recommend you go try out a Retool bike fit. They are really great. They have super high-tech systems. They take numbers down from all these different touch points on your body. They capture your pedal stroke on both sides. And that's something that's really important for me because I have such different pedal strokes on my left and right sides. So if you're looking for a bike fit, I highly recommend going and getting one from Retool.
We, as Retool, learn as much from them as they do from us. So we really treasure the data that we collect from them so we can learn more about how athletes perform at a high level. So a real treat for us to learn from these athletes, and hopefully they have some really good takeaways from the data, from what they learned from the session.